Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by telling you something foundational, something undeniable. Life is an exchange of energy. Your time, your focus, your effort, all of it is finite. And the question you must wrestle with is this: what are you exchanging it for? Hustling is often misunderstood in our culture today. For some, it conjures images of endless grinding, sleepless nights, and a relentless chase for material wealth. But real hustle is not chaos. It's not about aimless movement or busy work. True hustle is deeply tied to discipline, intention, and a sense of purpose. It's the focused effort you apply to build a foundation for something greater than yourself. It's the process of transforming the raw materials of your time and energy into meaningful outcomes. Hustle is the cornerstone of progress. It's the engine that drives you forward when others are still stuck in neutral. At its core, hustle is about recognizing the urgency of life. Every second that passes is a second you'll never get back. Time doesn't pause while you gather your thoughts or wait for motivation to strike. The world doesn't stop spinning because you're unsure of your next move. Inaction, then, is not just wasted time, it's regression. While you hesitate, others are moving forward. They're learning, building, growing, but they're taking risks, failing, and recalibrating. They're outpacing you, not because they're necessarily smarter or more talented, but because they've committed to movement. They've committed to hustle. Discipline lies at the heart of this commitment. Without discipline, hustle becomes sporadic and unsustainable. You might work hard for a day, a week, or even a month, but without the consistency born from discipline, you'll falter. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. Motivation, after all, is fleeting. It's a spark, not a fuel source. Discipline is the steady flame that burns long after the spark has faded. It's what pushes you to show up day after day, even when the work is tedious, even when the results aren't immediate. But discipline is not something you're born with, it's something you cultivate. It begins with small choices: choosing to wake up early, choosing to finish a task even when you'd rather quit, choosing to say no to distractions. These choices compound over time, just like interest on an investment. Every disciplined action strengthens your ability to take the next one, and before long, what once felt like effort becomes habit. What once felt like sacrifice becomes second nature. Hustle also requires clarity of purpose. You can't just work hard for the sake of working hard. Effort without direction is wasted energy. You need to know where you're going and why you're going there. This doesn't mean you need to have your entire life mapped out. That's impossible and frankly unrealistic. But it does mean you need to set goals that are meaningful and aligned with your values. Ask yourself, what are you working toward? What does success look like for you? And more importantly, why does it matter? Without answers to these questions, even the hardest worker can end up feeling lost and unfulfilled. Now let's talk about the discomfort that inevitably comes with hustling. Growth is never comfortable. The very act of striving for something greater means stepping outside of your comfort zone. It means pushing your limits, challenging your assumptions, and confronting your fears. But this discomfort is not something to be avoided, it's something to be embraced. It's a sign that you're on the right path. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're stagnating. Hustling is also about resilience. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when you question whether it's all worth it. You'll face rejection, criticism, and failure. And these moments will test you. They'll test your commitment, your belief in yourself, and your willingness to keep going. But it's in these moments that true hustlers distinguish themselves. They don't let failure define them, they let it refine them. They see every setback as an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to come back stronger. Resilience, like discipline, is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. It's important to remember, too, that hustle is not just about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about leveraging your time and energy in ways that maximize your results. This means prioritizing the tasks that matter most, delegating what you can, and eliminating what doesn't serve your goals. It means being efficient without sacrificing quality. Hustle isn't about doing everything, it's about doing the right things. Finally, let's not ignore the role of gratitude in this process. Hustling isn't just about striving for what you don't have. It's about appreciating what you do have while working to create more. Gratitude grounds you. It reminds you of the progress you've already made and the opportunities you've been given. It keeps you from becoming consumed by the grind and losing sight of the bigger picture. So hustle is not just an act, it's a mindset. It's a commitment to growth, to discipline, to purpose. It's the recognition that your time is your most valuable resource and that how you use it determines the trajectory of your life. Hustle is not a burden, it's a privilege. It's the means by which you take control of your destiny and transform potential into reality. To truly understand the power of hustle, we must also understand the nature of money. For many people, money is a simple exchange. You work, you earn, you spend, and then you repeat the process. It's a cycle, one that's easy to fall into but hard to break out of. What often gets overlooked is this crucial insight: money is far more than just a medium of exchange. It is a tool, a highly versatile, neutral force that amplifies the intentions and decisions of the person who controls it. The first step to mastering money is to shift your mindset about what it represents. Most people see money as an end goal. If I can just earn this amount, I'll finally be secure. If I have enough money, then I'll be happy. But this thinking is short-sighted. Money itself is not the destination, it's the vehicle. It's a means to something greater. When you make the mistake of treating money as the ultimate objective, you risk locking yourself into a life where your efforts are only geared toward accumulation. You'll find yourself working harder and harder, chasing numbers that never seem to bring the fulfillment you thought they would. Instead, think of money as potential energy that can be used to create more opportunities, more freedom, and ultimately more value. But here's the thing: money doesn't automatically generate more money. Left alone, it stagnates. In the same way that seeds left unplanted will never grow into trees, money left unused will never reach its potential. It's up to you to put it to work. And here lies the beauty of the hustle: when you begin to see money as an ally, a tool that can serve you rather than something you must endlessly chase, you unlock a new level of thinking. Consider this: when you're hustling, you're not just earning money, you're also creating habits, acquiring skills, and building networks. These intangible assets often outweigh the value of the dollars you bring in. Because once you have the right mindset, those dollars become seeds you can plant in fertile ground. They can grow into investments that multiply themselves, businesses that generate revenue, or systems that allow you to scale your efforts. But there's a deeper lesson here. This transformation requires intentionality. Money won't work for you if you don't know how to direct it. You have to learn the language of finance, understand the basics of investing, and recognize the opportunities where your money can be most effective. This doesn't mean you have to become an expert in everything. It means you need to be a student of possibility. You need to see money not as a limitation, but as a tool with nearly limitless potential if you know how to wield it. What makes this perspective so powerful is that it liberates you from the common belief that money is scarce. Many people operate from a mindset of lack, thinking there's only so much money to go around and that earning more means someone else has to lose. This scarcity mindset not only limits what you believe is possible, but it also creates a sense of fear and competition that can paralyze you. The truth is, money is abundant. It's created and exchanged every single day in countless ways. The real challenge is learning how to create value in a way that allows you to access that abundance. Hustle, when done right, is the starting point of that value creation. It's the act of taking your skills, your time, and your effort and transforming them into something the world needs. But the next step is just as important: learning how to make your money work as hard as you do. That's when the real magic happens. Think about it. Most people trade their time for money, but time is a finite resource. There are only so many hours in a day, and eventually your capacity to work will hit a ceiling. But money doesn't have that limitation. Once you've set it in motion, whether through investments, automation, or scaling a business, it can work 24/7 without any additional input from you. It can grow while you sleep, while you spend time with your family, or while you're brainstorming your next big idea. This doesn't happen overnight, and it certainly doesn't happen without effort. It requires discipline, patience, and a willingness to learn. But more than anything, it requires a shift in perspective. You have to stop thinking of money as something you need to survive and start thinking of it as a partner in your success. A partner that, when treated wisely, will work tirelessly on your behalf. This is where many people falter. They earn money but fail to see its potential beyond their immediate needs or desires. They let it sit idle. Or worse, they squander it on things that offer fleeting satisfaction but no long-term value. Don't fall into this trap. Remember that every dollar you earn has the potential to grow. Every choice you make with your money is a vote for the future you're building. Ultimately, the relationship you have with money mirrors the relationship you have with yourself. If you see it as a limitation, it will limit you. If you see it as a burden, it will weigh you down. But if you see it as a tool, an ally, a source of possibility, it will open doors you never thought possible. Your hustle is what gives you the resources to create that future, but your vision and strategy are what will turn those resources into lasting success. One of the greatest truths about success is that it requires discipline, sacrifice, and a deep understanding of delayed gratification. Most people fail not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they lack the patience and the vision to play the long game. The world around us constantly promotes instant gratification, quick fixes, fast results, immediate rewards. It's a culture of shortcuts, where waiting is seen as weakness and effort is often devalued. But real, meaningful success rarely comes quickly. It doesn't come from cutting corners or taking the easy path. It comes from persistence, patience, and a willingness to endure discomfort today for something far greater tomorrow. Delayed gratification is not just a concept, it's a skill, and it requires practice. At its core, it's about self-control, the ability to resist short-term temptations in favor of long-term goals. It's about saying no to the distractions that promise fleeting pleasure so you can say yes to the work that leads to lasting fulfillment. This is not easy, especially in a world that's designed to capture your attention and pull you away from your focus. Social media, advertisements, entertainment, all of it is engineered to offer instant dopamine hits, convincing you that you deserve to relax, indulge, or escape. But here's the truth: every time you choose the easy path, you rob yourself of the opportunity to grow. Growth is born out of resistance. Just as a muscle becomes stronger through repeated stress and recovery, your ability to succeed strengthens when you push through challenges, delay rewards, and commit to the process. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your results. It's the mechanism by which you transform your aspirations into achievements. Without discipline, your dreams remain just that, dreams, untethered from the reality of action. Consider this: every decision you make today creates a ripple effect that shapes your future. The small, seemingly insignificant choices, whether to wake up early or hit snooze, whether to save or spend, whether to work on your goals or scroll aimlessly, compound over time. This compounding effect is one of the most powerful forces in life. It works for you if you make the right choices, but it works against you if you give in to instant gratification. Think of it like planting seeds. The seeds you plant today won't bear fruit immediately, but with time, care, and persistence, they will grow into something remarkable. However, if you plant nothing, or worse, if you uproot your efforts because you're impatient, you'll be left with nothing but regret. The ability to delay gratification also requires a clear vision of what you're working toward. It's hard to resist immediate rewards if you don't have a compelling reason to do so. This is why it's essential to define your goals and connect them to your values. What do you truly want to achieve? Why does it matter? What kind of person do you want to become in the process? When you have a strong why, it becomes easier to endure the discomfort of the present, because you know it's leading to something worthwhile. Your vision acts as a guide, reminding you of the bigger picture when the daily grind feels overwhelming. But let's be clear, delaying gratification doesn't mean denying yourself joy or living a life of deprivation. It's not about suffering for the sake of suffering. Instead, it's about prioritizing your long-term well-being over short-term indulgence. It's about understanding that the pleasure of achieving your goals far outweighs the fleeting satisfaction of giving in to distractions. It's about living intentionally with the awareness that every moment is an opportunity to move closer to the life you want to create. Patience is the cornerstone of this process, and it's often one of the hardest virtues to cultivate. In a fast-paced world, waiting feels unnatural, even intolerable. But patience is not passive, it's active. It's the ability to keep moving forward even when progress is slow. It's the resilience to stay committed, even when results are not immediate. And it's the wisdom to understand that good things take time. success is a marathon, not a sprint. And just like in a marathon, it's the steady, consistent effort that leads to victory, not bursts of energy followed by collapse. Resilience is also a critical part of delayed gratification. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. The path to success is rarely linear, but those who succeed are the ones who can endure these challenges without losing sight of their goals. They see failure not as an endpoint, but as a stepping stone, a necessary part of the journey. Resilience is what allows you to keep going when others give up. It's what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who settle for less. Ultimately, the discipline of delayed gratification is about taking control of your life. It's about refusing to let circumstances dictate your future. It's about understanding that the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts a lifetime. When you master this skill, you unlock the ability to create a life of purpose, freedom, and fulfillment. You realize that the sacrifices you make today are not losses, they're investments in your future self. So, make the choice to embrace discomfort, to resist the lure of instant gratification, and to commit to the long game. The rewards are worth it not just in terms of what you achieve, but in the person you become along the way. Success in any area of life is rarely immediate. It requires effort, persistence, and most importantly, the ability to delay gratification. This principle that you must be willing to forego smaller, temporary pleasures in order to achieve long-term, meaningful goals is one of the most crucial skills a person can develop. And yet, it's also one of the most difficult because it goes against our natural tendencies. As human beings, we are wired to seek comfort in immediate rewards. It's in our biology, our psychology, and frankly, in our culture. The world around us is designed to offer convenience, distraction, and instant satisfaction at every turn. But success, real success, doesn't come from giving in to these impulses. It comes from mastering them. The challenge of delaying gratification lies in the fact that the rewards are not immediate. When you're working toward a goal, whether it's building a career, growing a business, improving your health, or saving for the future, the benefits often take weeks, months, or even years to manifest. During this time, you are met with countless temptations to stray from your path. The temptation to relax when you should be working. The temptation to spend money on things you don't need rather than saving or investing. The temptation to give up entirely when progress feels slow. Resisting these urges requires discipline, and discipline is not something that comes naturally to most people. It is something that must be cultivated one decision at a time. Every day you are faced with choices that either bring you closer to your goals or push you further away from them. These choices may seem small, even inconsequential, but over time they add up. For example, choosing to put in an extra hour of work rather than watching TV might not seem like it makes a difference in the moment, but compound that choice over months or years, and the difference is extraordinary. On the flip side, giving in to distractions or laziness may not seem like a big deal today, but over time it creates a pattern of stagnation and wasted potential. This is the power of compounding, and it applies not just to money but to every aspect of life. The consistent actions you take or fail to take will determine the trajectory of your future. One of the keys to mastering delayed gratification is to have a clear vision of what you're working toward. Without a strong why, it becomes all too easy to lose focus. You need to know not only what you want to achieve, but why it matters to you. What does success look like for you? What kind of life do you want to build? And how will you feel when you get there? The answers to these questions act as a guiding light, keeping you on track when the work gets tough or the distractions become overwhelming. A clear vision helps you stay motivated, even when progress is slow, because you understand that every step you take is bringing you closer to something meaningful. However, having a vision is not enough. You also need patience. In a world where everything seems to move at lightning speed, patience has become a rare quality. We've grown accustomed to instant results, whether it's through technology, fast food, or same-day delivery. But success doesn't work that way. The things that are truly worthwhile take time to build. A successful business, a healthy body, a strong relationship, these are not things you can rush. They require consistent effort and a willingness to endure periods of waiting. Patience is not passive, it's active. It's the ability to stay committed and focused, even when it feels like nothing is happening. And then there's resilience. The road to success is rarely smooth. You will face setbacks, failures, and moments of self-doubt. These are inevitable. What matters is how you respond to them. Resilience is the ability to pick yourself up after a fall, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep moving forward. It's understanding that failure is not the opposite of success, but a part of it. Each setback is an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more determined. Resilience is what allows you to stay in the game long enough to see the results of your hard work. Delayed gratification also requires you to shift your perspective on sacrifice. Many people view sacrifice as a loss, but in reality it's an investment. When you choose to save money rather than spend it, you're not losing out, you're setting yourself up for financial security. When you choose to work hard today rather than take it easy, you're not giving up your freedom, you're creating the conditions for greater freedom in the future. This mindset shift is crucial. When you see sacrifices as investments, they become easier to make because you understand their purpose. It's also important to recognize that delayed gratification doesn't mean denying yourself joy or living a life of deprivation. It's about prioritizing long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasure. It's about aligning your actions with your values and your vision for the future. This doesn't mean you can never take a break or indulge in something you enjoy. It simply means being intentional about your choices and ensuring that they support, rather than undermine, your goals. Ultimately, delayed gratification is a form of self-mastery. It's about taking control of your impulses, your time, and your energy. It's about understanding that the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts a lifetime. When you commit to the long game, you not only achieve your goals, but you also become the kind of person who is capable of achieving even more. You develop strength, resilience, and a sense of purpose that no amount of instant gratification can ever provide. One of the most profound truths about achieving success and financial independence is that hustle is not just about working hard, it's about working with strategy and purpose. Many people misunderstand what hustle really means. They assume it's about constantly grinding, filling every moment with busyness, or running themselves into the ground. But hustle, in its most effective form, is intentional. It's about creating systems, leveraging your resources, and making decisions that multiply your efforts over time. At its core, hustle is the ability to plant seeds today that will yield exponential returns in the future. And one of the most powerful ways to do this is by putting your money to work for you.